Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hermit Scries. It's episode number 4, and I got a question for you, okay? Do we even need a sword? I noticed this thing was about to break, and then I remembered something. Attack damage, you know? Got 5, this one's got, just 25. 25 as well. Can we one-hit kill these suckers? We can! We can one-hit kill mobs! With our pick, we don't even need a weapon. Wow. Amazing. Did we get any useful drop? Oh, instant mine. No, don't go in the void. Jeez, I forgot about that. I need a proper way to pick up blocks from here, right? And did we get anything useful? Not really. A rib bone? What's that good for? I don't know. Anyway, welcome back to another episode. If you've been enjoying the series, leave a like. As always, thank you so much for the support. In this episode, though, we are going to do away with a very common thing that you see in the Skyblock series. Do you know what it is? You probably do. The thumbnail and all of that stuff giving it away. Yeah, these platforms, man, it's time to move on from using wood. I have been smelting up a load of iron over here. And what we need to make is smooth stone, and with the two of those things, we can make factory blocks. And it is going to be a very interesting build we're going to do here. Can't wait to get to it. But one thing I want to tell you about quickly, added a second sag mill to do all of the gravel, and it's pretty much exhausted most of my gravel supply here and turned all of it into sand, which is awesome. So, of course, then we can hammer those, turn it into dust, sieve them, and get ourselves all sorts of goodies. So yeah, that's just helping me along really, and I don't think there's too much else to comment on. I killed another Enderman, I got another Ender Pearl. Those things are going to be useful to us in the future, but right now it is all about making some stone so we can start doing some building, and we need to make a cobblestone generator which requires just that and 2 buckets, one with lava and one with water, which is going to be super simple for us to get. So in you go. We get the buckets back as well, which I really like early on. Now, it's a nice thing to hold on to those, but I guess by now we don't really need to worry about having iron because we've got loads. But that is going to generate faster, and that is going to give us another quest. I always enjoy completing these. And where were the cobblestone generators? Were they over here? Right, let's hope for something good. We haven't really gotten anything amazing through these chests yet, so let's open up another one. Let's cross our fingers. Industrial grade graphite ore. I mean, I thought it was cobblestone at first, so that might actually turn out to be useful, but at the moment it doesn't really look like anything, does it? I believe this is going to be a very simple setup. We're going to put, actually no, not cobble, we're going to put smooth stone in here. Then behind it we need to add a item conduit which will join this network. That is the wrong way to do that. I always hold down shift instinctively, but that's not the way Ender.io works. Let's put this on like grey so it meets the same colour as the stone. Then above here we're going to have an alloy smelter to turn the cobble into stone. It's getting power because it's next to the power cable here. Might attach a solar panel as well actually. Probably going to craft up a couple more of those. Then behind it, guess what? Hopper and our cobblestone generator, and now we're automatically going to be making smooth stone, which is fantastic, and it's started already. However, I didn't actually set up the item conduit properly, did I? Now I need a way around there. Can I hop over this? Yes, there we go. We can still get to the back here. You know, I think it's time to say goodbye to these. I was just getting prepared to turn a whole lot of sand into dust and get us more redstone so we can make more solar panels. And then I realised, hang on a second, we've got a ludicrous amount of iron now. We've got some ingots up the top there, but over here, I mean, that's a lot of iron, right? We can now consider it semi-disposable. So I think it's time to start making some iron tools. So the iron ones doesn't go vertical, but it does do a larger width, maybe even more than 9 blocks. And that means we can place this all down a lot quicker. And then the hammer will obviously do a lot more blocks at once, which is probably something you don't want to do with this, because if you don't get all of the blocks, the sand is then going to fall down like that onto the slab, and it means you've got to place it again. So we'll actually do this in small little bursts. Well, all of that dust filled up my inventory to the brim with stuff, and we got over a stack of redstone, which is awesome. So I think what we're going to do is try and craft the tier 3 solar panel. The main reason I want to do that though is to try and get a loot chest with a good reward for once, you know. Rightio then, tier 3. We actually get 2 of those for 1 recipe. That's superb. That burned through a load of my redstone though, I've got to say. Let's go over here. Let's pop that off. We should probably build a capacitor bank and just chuck one of these solar panels on top of it. I'm using the wrong tool. There we go. And it's Instamind. Although that would just take it straight into the cable, right? And so it could move the power through to these other ones, which means this one should go a little bit faster now, and it's already made a crazy amount of stone. But before I show you what we're going to use this for, let's just pop back here and go to... There you are. Solar array number 3. Come on now, let's get a good loot reward. It's been too long. Well, it hasn't been at all, this series. Yeah, okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. Anyway, we need to make a chisel because we're going to be making factory blocks. And in this pack, although I'm making a diamond one, this actually has an amount of uses. So we do want to be kind of careful with our diamonds early on. But this is the recipe here. And then I kind of remembered something, right? You actually get a crazy amount of blocks. That's going to take 1 from each of these, right? So 2 of those and you've got a stack of blocks. If I shift that... That's how many a stack of stone and a stack of iron just gave us. So although we farm this stuff like crazy, we could already build a lot with not a lot of these materials, and we're going to be able to make an insane amount of them. But it is time for me to start doing my plannings and preparation. We're going to be saying goodbye to this wood and this cobblestone, and we're going to make this place look like a factory. First of all, we need our build palette. We have 3 base blocks, which are going to be the most seen ones. And we're going for a little bit of a colour scheme here. It's going to be kind of purpley bluish. We're using the purple plates and the purple wireframe here together. This is a bold move, by the way. This is going to be like one of the key blocks that you see. Then going along with those, we're going to have some more sort of behind the sceney blocks, things that are used in the technical area. So this is a very common one for doing factories, and so's that's one as well. So we're going to put the purple colour up front on display. Behind the scenes, it's going to get a little bit grayer. And then last of all, we've got like accent blocks, which are going to define rooms. This one, when put together, becomes very yellow because it's a connecting texture. This one could be quite bright, and this one is very deep and blue. And altogether, those are going to be the 9 blocks that we're going to focus on using. Also, let's put my tools back in my hotbar because I've noticed some baddies have spawned over here. Do we have any Endermen? I'm not sure what you are. You're a skeleton. You're a creeper. And then over here, we've got ourselves a zombie. I don't think we'll probably get anything good from these. Nope, not even a loot bag. Oh, well, maybe next time. Something I hadn't considered was lighting. I'm going to have to throw down torches everywhere now because these blocks are going to have mobs spawning on them if we don't. And we are actually going to continue using half slabs. I'm going to get on some chisel and bits and actually make some slabs out of some of those other blocks for the floor, because I kind of like the height variation that we got going on here. But anyway, when we laid this out, these were split into 9x9 grids, I believe, and I did it so it was 1 block too far out, and it meant that we had this awkward kind of too wide bit over here, which we're actually going to do away with. And thank goodness for that instant mine, right? So this is going to go back to being a single section. The other bit will go off in that direction. And then the shapes of each of the rooms, I guess you could say, aren't exactly going to be too much of a bother. It's about what's in them and that we can move through all of this quite smoothly. We're going to build this up, though. This is going to go above and over us and form a roof as well. And I guess on top of that roof, we're going to need a lot of torches. But my plan is over time to extend this up by several different height variations. And also, this is where the walls were supposed to be, but I can't help but feel that going back 1 block further might actually look really nice here. So then when we get to this height, I don't know how tall this should be. Maybe we'll go 1 block taller. I'm going to have to mess around with this and figure it out. But then it comes back over here, and then maybe like we have another floor on top of this is kind of what I was getting at. And it all revolves around this central bit right here. So eventually over time, my vision for this place is to have loads of these little sections with projects in them stacked up, going upwards and downwards as well. And I think it could end up looking seriously cool. That's not tall enough. That's not tall enough for me. I think it needs to be at least 1 block taller than that. I shouldn't have built so much of it. But hey, we've got Vein Miner on our side. Yep, this is it right here. This is the vision that I've had come into life before my eyes. I've been going around placing in all of this sort of frame for the foundation of the platforms and the ceiling, and man, I'm just loving where this is going. And I've used up all of the blocks except 29 of them, and we've hardly dented that chisel, which is fantastic. Let's create a whole bunch more of those, and we're going to make another chisel as well now. And I've got a feeling this one ain't going to be as durable, because this is from Chisel and Bits. Now it gives us 796,000, but that's probably for all the little bits that go into a block, right? And the block that we're going to place next, if I remember correctly, which I don't, I can't remember what I decided on. It's either going to go in the ceiling or the floor. It's this one right here. I've got a feeling I was going to put that in the ceiling. So we'll start with this. We need to chisel it first of all. This means everything is going to go everywhere. However, we could just be smart and take a single bit. I don't know why I've never done that before. There we go, and now we can do that. You see, the way I like to use this mod is I always like to consume the same material, and then I can build with it from using these blocks. So, yeah, how much did that actually use then? Oh, like, I don't really know. A few thousand? I'm not sure. Right, anyway, me counting numbers is never good when I'm recording or streaming. So what we're going to end up doing is going for this size of block, and remember we made one block so we can make 2 half slabs with it. Like that, and that will be our floor design. Or possibly ceiling. I can't remember where I wanted to put it. Oh my goodness me, I cannot believe what I just discovered, okay? That stuff right there is valuable to us, sawdust. It's super easy to make, you just need a tree and some stone hammer. Now you can make paper with this, which is useful because you can use it in Ender.io to make item filters, which is going to be very useful for us. And in order to get sugarcane, the traditional way of making paper, you have to get ancient spores, make mycelium, you know, do a bunch of other steps and then grow the sugarcane from sugarcane seeds. Like that though, we can make paper, which is fantastic, and with that we can make ourselves a positive chisel design. I'm feeling good about this now, and I figured out what way around it's going to go. Now we're mostly going to sort of be looking straight ahead, which means we see a fair amount of what's below us, and I kind of want to keep the purple feeling strong in this area, so it's actually this that we're going to go for. So we will chisel that design, we will set it to place. If we do replace mode, we could turn these bits into bits, which is not actually what I want. So the way we're going to go about building this is we're going to have more of those blocks in our inventory, first of all. Right, and now we're going to do something that's going to make me slightly scared. Vein mine. Oh! Luckily, it only did that bit there. Well, I say luckily. I knew exactly what it was going to do. And now we can come in here and we can place all of these slabs in. Right, and that's looking real good. Nice, consistent with the purple. And we've run out of chisel and bits, which means I need to place down more of these blocks and consume them with this. Or the alternative to that is to place them where you want to build, right? And then you go to this and you set it to replace mode. And then you're getting like some back as well. So now I can continue placing like that. So just had a load of bits scatter everywhere, and I've just learned that the capacity of these bit bags is not very big at all. You could probably hold about 20 blocks worth of stuff in there, and then all the bits are going to start flying around, which is unfortunate. It's not even 20 blocks. I've just done some testing. It's more like about 5 blocks that you can hold in one chisel bit bag, which is kind of useless for the method that I'm using here. There you go. See, look, I've run out already. Well, it looks fantastic in my opinion, and we're going to break this up one day with some blocks for lighting, you know, but I don't know what to make yet, and I used a little bit of glowstone to fill in some spaces back here, and I feel like that one actually kind of matches the border of this texture, right? So glowstone could be an option. Now the problem with what we're looking at here is that we've got these big open spaces with a nice blue sky, and at night it will probably look pretty impressive, but in the daytime it really breaks up the mood in here, and we need to get those walls in. But the problem is I don't know what's going to take up these spaces back here, so we're going to put something temporary in, which is just going to basically cover it up for us to look at. And I've got a diamond wand, and yes, this one can go vertical, whereas the iron one can't. So that should be a worthwhile investment. Only going to use it for building for now, and we're going to use it to cover in a few spaces back here. That already just feels a little bit better when you look in that direction, even though it's kind of bland. So we might put something in here to break it up. But another space I've been thinking about is this little bit right here, and what we could probably do now is create some frame drawers, put them in this framing table, and then customize the look of our storage. I forgot how much fun it was to mess about with this. I was playing around with the edge last of all. That's surprisingly alright. That's toned down a little bit. This was the one that amused me. That looks kind of silly. And then you could put something, you know, totally out of place on the edge of it. Actually doesn't look that bad, surprisingly, but I didn't try that one before. That looks really good. So these are going to be our frame drawers that go up the top there, and that's going to make up the entire wall. I won't shift it all in now. We'll do like a row or two. Hi, it's a bit slow. But check this out. I have put in this blue stuff that I talked about earlier, the blue framed circuit, and I actually really liked how that looked. And when you put it alongside this texture, the 2 pixels on the edge of each block kind of line up really well, so those work together really cool. But filling in the spaces there looking awesome, and it was nighttime a moment ago. Oh jeez, quick, run over here before it kills me. Oh. Yeah, let's wait until it's night to have a look. And I don't know what's up with you. I'm literally looking at you, buddy. The sun is setting, and this is when the base looks at its best, when it's dark around here. We got a lot done in this episode, and I'm hoping to find a little bit more time between episodes to get on here and do some more building so we've got more framework in place. That's a little bit of a pun as well because these blocks are called frame blocks, but check out the drawers behind me. They look fantastic. We need to find like a way to convert them all. I don't know if there is something like that. It probably means I'm going to have to go and take the items out and put them back in again. But anyway, that's going to be it for me this episode. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like, and as always, thank you so much for the support. I'll see you in the next one. So ciao for now. Bye bye.